Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Before we have our Pledge of Allegiance, we'll have our invocation. Please stand.
Pray. Heavenly Father, we're just so grateful for the life you give us and for the good health you provide. Food to nourish our bodies every day. We take so many things for granted, yet you bless us. We thank you for our city. We thank you for the many good things that are happening in our city. For the people themselves, we are very thankful for our police force and ask blessings on them as they are diligent in their work and seek to avoid problems that could happen as they have even this past week. And we just thank you for that. Now we ask for your blessings, your guidance, your wisdom to the council as we move forward in this business session. In your name we pray. Amen.
Attention, salute, pledge. Before we have roll call, I do want to point out, Councilman Washington contacted me, wants to let everyone know that he would not be here tonight. Does send his apologies. Also, Councilwoman Dykes is also on a benchmarking trip for the Chamber of Commerce in North Carolina, so she's gaining valuable information and will be bringing that back to the city as well. Ms. Webb, will you call roll, please?
Pro Tem Bobo.
Present.
Councilman Washington. Councilman Wiggins.
Here.
Councilwoman Dykes. And President Hall.
Here.
With 3 council members, we do have a quorum present, so we can conduct business.
Okay. Item 5 is presentations. We have none. Item 6 is approval of the agenda. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve the agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo, second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Ms. Webb?
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Item 7 is visitors to address the council. We have one person signed up to speak, Ms. Judy Holland, to speak on the progress of Northport. Ms. Holland, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. And I have to remind you there is a 3-minute time limit.
Judy Holland, 3617 McFarland Boulevard, Northport. I have lived and worked in Northport my entire life, and I'm proud of that. I feel like I've given back to the community that raised me as best as I possibly can. I'm here tonight to try to reason with you about selling the Northport Community Center and Park. In the media, you all talk about wanting to work with us, and I really hope you mean that. I've talked to hundreds of people in the last few weeks in Northport. I've asked what they would like to see at the Northport Community Center property, and not a single person has told me they wanted it to be destroyed and taken away from the community. Some of the suggestions have been a place for local food trucks where the houses are being moved from. It would generate tax revenue and offer a variety of food options. Think about that during football season. Kentucky, you have a lot of Airbnbs in the area and the hotel across the street. It would really be great for me. When I travel, I look for a place for my puppy dog that I can take my dog to eat with me. A nice covered area would be nice with tables for people to eat at, maybe a little stage where you could have music. People could bring their dogs and watch their kids play on an expanded and improved playground, maybe have a small splash pad. We need to expand the community center and add a commercial kitchen. I travel extensively for my job, and I've seen what works in other cities. Austin, Nashville, New York all have food truck areas that are a huge draw. Think about all the people that use the community center already, and they would absolutely support the food trucks as well as with the neighborhoods around it. Progress in Northport is not going to come to a screeching halt if we do not sell this one piece of property to Beaker. In fact, in some of your social media posts, you talk about how you can't force private citizens into selling their property. You're actually hurting their chances of selling their property because you're selling this property at a low price, you're giving tax abatements, and you're offering to move the utility lines for them. There's several properties for sale on McFarland that would be a fabulous place for a new restaurant. Progress is not taking a community center that is used and loved away from a community. Progress is not taking a free playground away from children. Progress is not taking a polling place away from people who walk to vote at it. Progress is not taking an affordable venue away from families. Progress is not pitting communities against one another. Progress is providing something that everyone can enjoy, even those people that may not be able to afford to go to a water park or pay for their kids to be on a travel ball team or eat at a fancy restaurant. Keep talking about the silent majority wanting to tear it down. I'm sure you're aware that only 4,000 people voted in the last election. And as of right now, that means we have about 25% of the voters who have signed our petitions. Our paper petitions have grown exponentially in the last couple of weeks. Low-income families do the best they can to provide recreation for their families, and to take a free park away and a playground away from children, to put a restaurant there just seems very awful to me. To take this community center away from senior citizens, the church that uses it every week, the people who vote there, the families and nonprofits who may not be able to go and rent the yacht club for an event who can afford this space, is just wrong. You say you're going to replace it with a bigger and better community center, but in the meantime, you're scattering a community. You can put a restaurant anywhere, but having a park, playground, and community center that is close to Northport, where there are so many can walk to it and enjoy it, is very special. I'm telling you tonight that the community that surrounds the Northport Community Center does not want it sold. Citizens from all over Northport and in every single district do not want it sold. People of all races and all ages use the community center, and they do not want it sold. The families of the men and women who donated funds and made sure it was built over 70 years ago, they sure don't want it sold. We want to work with you to improve and expand it. And that is the ultimate goal here. I pray that in the end, you will see what is truly best. And that is not taking this Northport Community Center away from the community. I pray that we can work together instead of working against each other. And we are willing to help raise the money to do the expansions on the community center.
Thank you, Ms. Holland. I was trying to write down notes whenever you were speaking. Some items that you would like to see. Food trucks, dog park, enhanced playground, commercial kitchens, affordable venues, affordability for sports and water park, senior programming, and also you stated something about the low price of the purchase price of Beaker. I think they offered $1.1 million, and well, you say it's low, but it appraised for a lot less than that. So, okay. Well, hopefully you take it then. We did. All right. 8A1 is second reading of an ordinance amending Section 2-36 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to addressing the City Council. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, Mr. President. This pushes back the sign-up time from Wednesday at noon until Friday at noon.
Okay. And that's the only change to the
Yes, sir.
to the ordinance. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt the ordinance amending Section 2-36 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to addressing the City Council with sign-ups from Wednesday at noon to Friday at noon?
So moved.
That is a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Eight A2 is a second reading of a permanent resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute a deed dedicating certain property as right-of-way in temporary construction easement. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, Mr. President. This is for the MLK project, and this is a portion of the property at Fire Station 3.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to adopt this permanent resolution?
So moved.
Second.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo, second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9A1 is a first reading of an ordinance amending the dirt road policy to include stabilizing dirt roads within the city limits of the city of Northport. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this will allow us to be able to, the city to be able to stabilize dirt roads where we have infrastructure that may be in jeopardy or we cannot provide services due to the roads not being in stable condition.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. 9A2 is a first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 38, Article 2 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to fireworks. Chief Marshal.
Yes, sir. State passed Act number 2021-399 that made some changes regarding the sale of fireworks in Alabama. One of the changes, it realigned the definitions and classification for consumer fireworks to mirror the federal definitions. Two of these most notably are one, novelties. These are defined as party poppers, snappers, smoke bombs, snakes or glowworms, or wire-dipped sparklers. And then also sparkling devices, which these are non-explosive showering devices that shower about 6 foot high. Some of them have crackling effects as well. These are both non-detonating or exploding devices. The act also authorized municipalities to adopt a new ordinance for these sparkling devices and novelties. This first reading is for the amending Chapter 38 to allow sale of novelties and sparkling devices only in the city of Northport. And then after this was brought to the Public Safety Committee and after a risk-benefit discussion and enforcement concerns, this does come with a favorable consideration by the Public Safety Committee.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. 9A3 is the first reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to a travel policy for elected officials. Ms. Webb.
Yes, sir. As recommended by Admin Committee, we have formulated a travel policy for elected officials. It is based primarily on the same regulations that apply to employees, and this does come with a favorable recommendation from Admin Committee.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. 9A4 is the first reading of an ordinance ordering a demolition of an unsafe structure located at 1314 10th Street. Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, sir. Building inspections went by this house, and we have determined that this is an unsafe structure and dangerous to public health, and we are recommending the structure be demolished.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. 9A5 is the first reading of an ordinance ordering the demolition of an unsafe structure located at 4104 Highway 43 North.
Yes, sir. Same thing. Unsafe and dangerous to public health, and we are recommending a structure be demolished.
Okay. I'll offer that for a first reading. 9B1 is a resolution reappointing a member of the Northport Civil Service Board. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, sir. This is reappointing Mr. Terry Woods, a longstanding member of the Civil Service Board, to a term that would expire in 2029.
Okay. I do want to point out before we vote and let the audience know as well that Mr. Woods, his wife passed away about a week and a half ago, and the funeral was Saturday, so he couldn't be here tonight, or I haven't seen him yet, but he served on our Civil Service Board for a while now, and I know Mayor Hinton served with him on that board years ago, and great family, and his wife was a great person as well. So please keep her and him in your thoughts and prayers. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt the resolution reappointing Mr. Terry Woods to the Northport Civil Service Board for a 6-year term expiring July 31st, 2029?
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B2 is a resolution authorizing the Human Resources Department to offer health insurance coverage to elected officials. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, sir. This would allow elected officials to have health insurance coverage, paying the full premium, and then for the upcoming 2025 election cycle at the employee rate.
Okay.
And just for a clarification, this was pursuant to direction from the Attorney General's office after an opinion was sought.
Thank you.
So once again, this is a cost that is borne by the elected official
Correct.
in full during the current term. And then in 2025, any elected official that is on this board, they will be able to purchase health insurance at the employee rate.
Correct.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none. Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B3 is a resolution authorizing the city administrator to enter into an agreement with Motorola for computer-aided dispatch system. Chief Burton.
Yes, sir. This is a dispatch system that would allow us to do our job a little bit more efficiently, a computer-aided dispatch system.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B4 is a resolution authorizing water service outside of the city limits property located at 14752 Acker Road. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, sir. This parcel is too far out to be able to annex, and all the standard conditions apply.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt the resolution authorizing the water service outside of the city limits pursuant to the conditions of the resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B5 is a resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute a construction agreement with the state of Alabama for the MLK Improvements Project Phase 1, which is the bridge. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this is a project that's funded through MPO dollars. It is being let by ALDOT on July 28th. So this is our agreement with ALDOT.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
This is a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments?
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
finally, something's being done with it.
Absolutely.
Street, starting with the bridge here, and then the street later. Still purchasing property, I think, at this time, the state is.
It's been over 20 years in the process.
It's been a long time, and so it is so good to see it beginning
I agree.
this month. That's wonderful, I think.
I agree. That is a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. That is a second by Councilman Wiggins. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B6 is a resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute a right-of-way use agreement with Billy's Sports Bar and Grill. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this will be a right-of-way use agreement for their awning.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve this resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B7 is a resolution authorizing the city administrator to execute an agreement with ST Bund Construction Company Incorporated for speed tables and striping on 30th Street. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this is the installation of 2 speed tables that you, the city council requested on 30th Street.
Okay. I don't think I even have to ask this, but is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
So that is a motion by Councilwoman Bobo, who has worked very diligently about getting this done, and a second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B8 is a resolution authorizing application to the State of Alabama Law Enforcement Agency for the Homeland Security Grant. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this is authorizing us to apply for this grant at the amount of $354,600. There is no match, and it'll be used for security upgrades at the wastewater treatment plant if received.
Nice. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
That's a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9B9 is a resolution authorizing to accept the conditional grant award, recognize plans to join the National Fitness Campaign, and fund an outdoor fitness court and community wellness initiative. Ms. Tubbs.
Yes, this is accepting a grant from Blue Cross Blue Shield's outdoor fitness campaign in the amount of $50,000. We will be responsible for the match money.
Okay. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt this resolution?
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. 9C is our consent agenda. This ranges from minutes, bill listings, and PO requisitions. Is there a member of council that would like to move to approve the consent agenda as printed?
So moved.
It's a motion by Councilman Wiggins. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilwoman Bobo. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Item 10 is reports of special committees of council. If there's a member of council that would like to give an update from their respective committee. Okay. Item 11 is public hearings. 11C1 is a second reading of an ordinance of conditional use approval for outside storage of equipment located at 1786 Harper Road. Mr. Cunningham.
Yes, Mr. President. This item comes with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission, and it is ready for public hearing and a vote of council.
Okay. I will open the floor for the public hearing. If there's a member of the public that would like to come speak for or against this agenda item, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record. This is a second reading of an ordinance of conditional use approval for outside storage of equipment located at 1786 Harper Road. Okay, seeing none, we'll close the floor for the public hearing. Is there a member of council that would like to move to adopt the ordinance for conditional use for outside storage of equipment for a business located at 1786 Harper Road?
So moved.
Motion by Councilwoman Bobo. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Webb.
Voting with Pro Tem Bobo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Item 12 is city administrator's business.
The only item I have for tonight is to remind everyone to join us for the third installment of Groove and Grub, which will be August 3rd at Riverside Track.
Okay, what times?
Beginning at 5:30 and then going up until 9.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing else.
Item 13 is departmental business. We have none. Item 14 is mayor and council members' business. We will start with the Honorable Mayor Hinton.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to make a few comments. Been pretty quiet about the Park Street Community Center issue, and I wanted to kind of state my position and make some comments at this point. Certainly understand the emotional ties many have with the park, and I understand the council's desire to see Northport develop and grow in positive ways. The park issue is not as simple as it appears. Silvertown Park is beautiful and preserves the memories of the old Northport Elementary School was located there. Just as memories are retained in the beautiful memorial at the gate of the old Tuscaloosa County High School. I well remember Ms. Eileen Glass, the principal, many of the teachers who taught there, Ms. Lamb, I think of, Ms. Moore, probably Ms. Maxwell, a number of them that I interacted with in my job with the school system. So I'm well aware of that, and they were there before the school was demolished. Ms. Webb, City Administrator, and President Hogg met with Silvertown leaders recently to discuss continued improvement of the park. There's also been some discussion about adding a children's playground on the site. This park, I feel, is secure and will continue to serve as a Northport landmark for a long time in the future. The Haslund Center has just become the home of the Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama. The building has been renovated during the last few years. Mr. Washington contributed several $1,000s during the renovation process. Council President Hogg and council members Christy Bobo and Carl Wiggins contributed supplies and equipment, as have many others, to assure success of the program. A very nice playground with new equipment provided by the City of Northport is now in place. The Boys and Girls Club already has a waiting list of children to serve. The building may have to be enlarged in the future to meet the needs of the community. The site is secure as a park and will be a landmark for years to come. The Kentuck Park will become a part of the 300-acre Sportsplex, which is in the beginning stages of development now. The Sportsplex will also include the 40 acres recently purchased from Friends of Northport, specified for park use only. This park will allow not only Kentuck activities, but Warrior baseball, sports events of many types, bringing in many visitors to Northport and boosting the economy of the city. The Sportsplex, the Adventure Park, and the Water Park will preserve approximately 450 acres of green space in the city. I think that's substantial, something to be proud of. The Community Center Park on Park Street has served the citizens of Northport for decades. It is in question for one reason only: its location next to a 4-lane busy street, the second most traveled corridor in the city, which happens to be a prime location for business development. Recently, I went to Ron Davis, our city attorney, and asked for legal advice relative to my role as mayor of Northport. I told him I was considering a veto and wanted to know my options in the matter. Ron said, "Let me do some research over the weekend and I'll get back to you." And later he told me, "I have questions about the legality of you vetoing the council's recent resolution. This could result in a legal challenge." Then he stated, "I know without question you can veto the sale of the community center park property." Considering all the information I have, I plan to veto the sale of the community park located on Park Street. I feel it's the right thing for me to do. Should the city or the Beaker Group developers withdraw during the 180-day expiration period that they have, a veto will not be needed. The veto with me has been has been when, not if it will occur. Thank you.
District 1, Pro Tem Bobo.
Okay, so I have updates from District 1 and District 2. Councilman Washington asked that I go over a couple of things, but I think we've already mentioned some of it. So he just wanted me to remind everyone about Groove and Grub being moved to August 3rd. And thank you, City Administrator Webb, for giving us the time, 5:30 to 9. Also, Councilman Washington asked that I remind everyone that Mr. Terry Woods, his wife passed away, and if we could just join in prayer for him and for his family for the loss of his wife. Have an update on phase 2 of the downtown streetscape, which is First Street. So it's continuing with the same scope of the roadway reconstruction that we did down Main Avenue. It's coming around on the Riverside area of that. It picks up at the end of the first phase and continues east along First Street toward the Hugh Thomas Bridge with new sidewalks connecting to the Levee Trail. That project started on May 18th and it's in a 100 working day contract right now. So we're seeing some movement down there. I know I've had some citizens reach out and ask me questions and send me pictures from the area. Please don't enter a construction zone. It's kind of dangerous with the equipment that's down there. That's my only update.
Okay. District 3, Councilman Wiggins.
I just wanted to mention that the long-awaited Watermelon Road paving project is scheduled to let by AlDOT this Friday, July 28th, and work will begin in the fall, finally to pave Watermelon Road. So I know everyone who drives that road will be excited to hear that. That's all I have.
Watermelon Road, MLK. Can we get another one on the list tonight? District 4, no, she's not here. I guess District 5. Don't have anything we do need to discuss as a council, but I would like for Councilwoman Dykes to get back from her trip, and also Councilman Washington as well, to discuss September meeting dates due to holiday. So we do need to discuss that, and if staff can be thinking about that as well for our next council meeting, to have that on the agenda to discuss. That's all I have for District 5. Next on the list is adjournment. I will make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Wiggins. All in favor say yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.